I wanted to say something about Rushen practice. Um, so, if we consider movement in general, you know that there are all kinds of sacred dances and temple dances, and there are like yoga asana practices. You have probably seen these charts of many yoga postures, different kinds of postures, and there are many different styles of doing yoga, and also in different areas of the world, like I mainly mean in India and China, the way how they practice physical yogas looks different, externally looks different. In India, mostly it's the asana postures and movement between them that they practice, while in China, yoga looks different. Like Qigong, it has its particular, what's the word? Form language, muotokieli, we say in Finnish. Form language. It has its particular expression, style. So, in the beginning, when we start doing this chaotic movement, doing Rushen, what happens there is that we just watch how the tensions and stresses get released that are subconscious stresses. They are coming as if from below the lid, like we talked yesterday. Like this twitching, this just happens, and we can't really see or feel why it happens, because it comes from the subconscious mind. And after you do it for some time, an interesting thing starts happening. What starts happening is that when you release a lot of that stuff from under the lid, there initiates a sort of spontaneous way of, a conscious and spontaneous way of moving the body, together with that chaotic twitching. So this mixing starts happening. Partially you become aware that, okay, now my body wants to go to this position, or take a sitting posture, or go standing posture, or go on all fours. And then you take these primitive postures, these simple postures, while having the twitching, the subconscious thing going on. And when you continue the practice, what happens is that it becomes more and more conscious. So at some point, we've noticed that you just automatically go into different positions, more complex positions than before, that looks like yoga postures, that are yoga postures, yoga asanas, and you just automatically start doing these stretches, yoga asanas, or flowing movement as in Chinese yoga, like in Qigong style, and it just becomes, it kind of unwinds this movement thing. And it can even develop into, I have it happen to some extent every now and then, but my wife, Pau, she's a specialist in that Rushen can develop into, there are many kinds of elaborate temple dances and sacred dances, also inside Tantric Buddhism, and like they have certain kinds of forms. And if we look at, for example, that picture in the back, the Tanka of Vajrayogini, like often these Sambhogakaya deities they are in this particular postures. They have like certain expressions, and that looks like a dance posture really. So what can happen is that Rushen can develop from that chaotic movement through conscious movement, through these asanas and mudras, to physical expression of the Sambhogakaya deities. And it can be many deities. And this is the interesting thing. It's probably like it's likely that when you get to that Sambhogakaya deity stage, you will probably first express those deities that you have been practicing, that you have been received an initiation to. But because all the Buddhas are really in our mind stream already, it can spread out, expand to just numerous deities, numerous different aspects of our mind and awareness, and come out as physical movement, as elaborate dances, and so on. If you want to check out, there are videos of Pau doing those dances throughout the last several years in YouTube. I think she hasn't done one, recorded one recently, but you can see this. We actually documented when when she started having this Rushen twitching, like what was it, 5-6 years ago, and how it developed for her. So you can see the whole arc of development from her YouTube playlist. And nowadays, how she practices and how I practice mostly as well is the stage where sometimes for me it comes through this Sambhogakaya deity dance or movement, but mostly we are both working with spontaneous asana practices, so that it's kind of hatha yoga, but it's not a planned sequence. It's a spontaneous sequence that comes from the awareness itself. I just wanted to say that because I haven't remembered to say this many times. I forgot to say it. Okay.